Hi, and welcome to Sunday with Mike. I gotta tell you, our little Facebook group is growing and doing well. Have you joined the Sunday with Mike group yet? If not, we're holding a seat for you, so look in the description link for the link to take you straight over there. Today, we're going to discuss contracts and why you need one, why your emails may be going into the spam or trash folders, saving your laptop USB jacks, and our group video chat program. So grab a cup of coffee and join me. I'll be right back. You know, every once in a while I get asked about contracts and do we need them and can I share mine and a whole lot of other questions about contracts. This is really a touchy subject for a lot of people and generally a chat conversation that you should have with a qualified attorney that practices law in your state. The truth is that many DJs can't afford an attorney and looking for basic protections that a contract can provide without having the expenses. I get that. But having said that, if you can't afford to hire an attorney to write a contract for you, then their chances are extremely high that you wouldn't be able to afford an attorney to defend your contract either. So I know that stung just a little bit, but I have to be honest with you about this stuff. And the good news is that most contracts tend to be common sense stuff. The more you experience things with clients, the more stuff you will add to your contract to protect both sides. Just remember that you can write anything you want on a piece of paper, call it a contract, and have your client sign it. That does not mean that you will win in court or have the money available in your checking account to take someone to court. I personally do use contracts because it gives me and my client a basis of agreement. When I say in my contract that I will arrive no less than 1.5 hours before the event to starting time to set up and everything, do I load in? That gives them great peace of mind because not only did I say it, but I provided it in writing for them. It's just a great place for all of those loose ends that you need in running your business. But you can't just grab a contract off the internet and expect it to work for you when you need it. Also, once in a while, you might have a lawyer or a judge as a client. I've had many over the years, and eventually they've started complimenting me on my contract. It was balanced, meaning that I attempted to cover both of us fairly and not just my business. It wasn't lopsided. I do not recommend using LegalZoom or any other online service for your contracts either. I used them once for a different purpose. I spent $45. I selected my state and went through the form, only to find out later that it was worthless in Louisiana where I am. Even though it said it was, it's not. So where does that leave us? Here's my suggestion. Find a generic contract on the internet. Carefully go through it using the bare bones minimum that you can. Get rid of all the other clauses that you don't absolutely have to have. Write in things that you think are important to you, and as soon as you can afford it, have a lawyer either review the one that you've decided to use or have them write a new one for you based on that one. I'll be right back.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Have you noticed that many of your emails that are going to your clients end up in their spam or trash folders? I'm noticing a large increase of my emails not making it to my potential clients. This generally occurs when I'm answering a quote request or other times when it's the very first time that that person and I have started to email each other. I found it weird that other things were happening to my email replies when using various services. I wanted to make you aware of these things so that you can make sure that your emails don't fall into this dark, deep hole in the internet like some of mine have. You can send an email one of two ways, in case you don't know this. You can send it as an HTML email with fancy text, colors, links, and other stuff, or you can just send plain text. Those are the two different options that most programs allow. I first noticed that my failure rate was pretty high when I would try to answer an email with certain services, Gmail being the worst because so many of our clients use it. As I began to dig deeper into this topic a little further, I found a basic mistake that I was making, but I didn't realize it. On my website, the email address listed was info@, and when they filled out the quote request, that's the email that auto-responded. But when I replied to the email, I was sending that email as Mike@ instead of info@. So since that didn't match and the client has never written Mike@, it was going, more and more of them were going to spam and trash. Once I realized that and I started replying to most of them as info@, my failure rate went down and more of my clients received my replies. Also, if you include links in your email, the chances are extremely high that your email will end up in a spam folder somewhere. I like adding links to my emails because it makes it easier for my potential clients to get to things quickly that I'm trying to reference. But it also is used heavily by spammers and therefore is blocked by most email servers. So for best results, your first reply to a new email client should be a plain text email from the same address that they use to get in touch with you and without any links in it at all. After you've established a couple of emails back and forth, then feel free to go ahead and switch over to an HTML format and have fun personalizing your emails. But in the beginning, keep it simple and you'll be much more effective. I'll be right back. In an effort to save your USB jacks from all the wear and tear that we put on them, load in after load in, have you ever considered using an adapter cable or an all-in-one jack? I found these two when I wanted to look for a way to save my USB jacks on my laptop. We just use them so much that I don't want them to wear out prematurely. I'd much rather lose an inexpensive adapter cable or this all-in-one and save the ones on my laptop so I don't have to send it off for repairs because I wore out the USB jacks. If you'll notice, the one on the left is a solid one-piece unit that would stay plugged into your laptop at all times, and then you would use the other side, the female, to plug your devices in. This may be a problem when you store your laptop or doing other things with it. It just depends because you've got this little part that's sticking out the whole entire time. The other option is an extension cable, and I like this method a whole lot better. Both do the same job, so the only real difference is personal preference. You can also reduce the amount of insert and removals on the internal USB jacks by using a hub, and those come in powered and non-powered versions. All I'm asking you to do is to consider how much wear and tear your laptop USB jacks are getting. If this is a concern, then these are some possible solutions. If not, forget this and move right along. Do you have a method that you use that I haven't talked about? If so, I want you to share them with me down in the comments section down below for all of us to learn from. I'll be right back. You know, recently I was looking around for something that I could use to do video chats on my smartphone with potential clients, family, and friends. There were many options out there, and all of them seemed to have their strengths and their weaknesses. Here was my list, my own personal list of important features that I wanted. I wanted to see as many people as I could in their own little window. Think Brady Bunch. Being a friend can't be a requirement. I don't want to be a friend with everybody like Facebook Messenger or Skype and all that stuff. So that can't be a requirement. It shouldn't matter if the other people that I'm talking to are in the same house or if they're across the world. I needed each person to have their own window, and it didn't matter where they were. It had to be free or close to free with no monthly fees. And that's a pretty tall order. After doing a lot of digging, I found this app called House Party. I was super excited. I got in touch with a bunch of DJ friends and we tested it out. I was impressed and it worked well. It is free and does not require any kind of pre-friending stuff at all, and that part was awesome. So I want you to download this app for your smartphone and check it out. Long-distance clients meetings and chatting with some of your best friends just got a whole lot easier. So that's going to be my show for today. I'll be back next week with all new topics to help you and your business. Be sure to give me your thoughts on today's show down in the comments section down below. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if we've taught you anything new at all. If you want to get in touch with me, you can find me on Facebook, and I'll share that link in the description. And don't forget about our new group to join and join in on the conversations there. So until next Sunday, my name is Mike Schnauder. Be safe, and thanks for watching.